What up? Hey! I have a studio audience today. I'm sending out my last email. It's still working. It's crazy, right? All right, there we go. Hey! All right. Say, and I am temporarily off the clock. What up? I'm the only one on right now, and you know, Mud 5 is going to be awesome. Instead, I got a studio office, my foreman, our shop foreman, and his son. We're kicking it. We got a Latticrete class tomorrow. The homies from Latticrete are coming by the shop. I don't know how many of you guys are, being affected by customs route issue. You know what I mean? So I guess they can cut out like 20 colors. As of right now, it's permanent. So Latticrete is picking up those colors, but they're only going to be offered in the I don't know what route it is. It's the one with the Kool-Aid packet. You know what I mean? You get the grout, add the Kool-Aid to it, and it makes color. You know what I mean? So they're going to come, educate us on how to use that system of grout so that we can continue our track work that we got going on without having issues with changing color. I mean, even for repair work, we're still on the hook for warranties for outward of a year on quite a few houses. So it's really important that we're able to maintain these colors. And, like I said, Latticrete is picking up the 20 colors that Customs is dropping, but only in the one line of routes that they make. I'm sure Ryan or Luke will be more aware of what that route actually is. But like I said, it's the one with the Kool-Aid packets. I've never actually seen it before. So that will be a first for us. I have a meeting in the mud. So yeah, so this afternoon we got to make some sample boards. So we got a bunch of quarry here in the shop, so we're gonna pull down some quarry and stick a couple panels to drywall, and that way we're set up for tomorrow to get the class done. I'm gonna show up here like 4:45, hopefully right at 5 o'clock, and I'm gonna get the barbecue fired up. And we're gonna barbecue some tri-tips, so when the guys show up, we're able to have tri-tip burritos, man. You know what I'm saying?
Is it working now?
What up?
Yeah, not much. How's it going?
Good. You're all fixed up now, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Good. Right on, man. Well, shit, you're in the mud box with the tile guy, man. All hell's about to break loose. Yeah, so right on, man. Hey, so check this out. Um, damn, I got hella food showing up right now. Hey, but so I wanted to talk to you in particular, because I don't know that you're necessarily the first, but I definitely remember that time when you posted your first shower on mud. You're
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey guys, look what I did. I learned how to do it by watching you guys. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That shit's crazy to me, and what was crazy for me is I hadn't ever taken the mud page up until that point seriously, like at all, not even a little bit. And then when I seen that post, hey, 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 along with a few other ones, you know what I mean? I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? This guy's actually like learning how to do this, just by watching us here in the group. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
so
that's crazy.
yeah, it's that
Go
group has
ahead.
helped me out a lot.
Right. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Like, the Facebook group with no rules, full of a bunch of mud guys that just talk shit to themselves and everyone that gets near them, and you can actually get on there and learn something.
Oh yeah. Well, just asking questions and whatnot. Most of the people in the group are just so helpful. It's
Right.
I got so much good advice, and just trying to do it, learning on my own at first, and setting up, mock-up walls and whatnot, and just having at it, and then getting some of the advice from some of the people in the group, and some of the things just started clicking. Like as soon as they gave me advice, like saying start at the top and work down instead of trying to work from the bottom up. Like first time I tried that, it just clicked, and it was like, oh, that's
Right.
so much easier.
Hella easier, huh? So,
Oh yeah.
which way did you go? Did you go scratch and brown, or were you doing one coats up there?
Oh, so the first wall that I did was one coat. Everything since that has been scratch and brown.
You son of a bitch. No, I mean it is a legit system. There's no denying that. You know that two coat system. Those fucking walls are as solid.
Oh yeah.
You can fucking kick those motherfucking tiles flat if you have to on the walls like that.
Oh yeah.
So where are you from? Like where are you working at right now?
So I work kind of center of the I-5 corridor in Washington State.
Okay.
So it's dead middle between Seattle and Portland. So
Right.
I'm kind of out in no man's land here, where there's not any suppliers or anything. And so that's one of the reasons I started like mixing up my own mud, is I can't get it here. It's not readily available without ordering whole pallets of it.
Right. But the raw materials are available to make
Oh
mud.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Raw materials are available to make it. So that's, I kind of played around with the mock-up walls that I was doing with uh, different mixtures on it, either making it a little bit more richer, a little less, and coming up with, what it should feel like. And, I'm happy with what I've got going so far, and it's working out.
Yeah, that's no
It'd be a lot
different.
easier if I could get it pre-bagged.
No, like yeah, it's too late now, man. You've been turned to the dark side. Yeah, once you find that mix that works for you, you get stuck with it. You know what I mean? Everything
Yeah.
else, it doesn't matter left or right. It don't matter. Like you're used to it this way, and that's the way it's got to be. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like that with bag mud too. But once you've gotten yourself used to it, what's the sand? What kind of sand are you using out there?
So I'm using it's Lane Mountain masonry graded sand.
Okay. Okay. The little course.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same thing with Mike out there in Idaho. They use that Snake River sand. And it's got
Yeah.
fucking beer cans. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, bro. Like, out here we use Monterey sand. You know what I mean? So our sand is even the coarser sand, plastic
Yeah.
sand. It's still relatively fine. You know, particles or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did like that. I did like that sand the coarser sand that Mike had. His sand is black too, like black like the hair.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So right on, man. So it's like every shower, or are you still doing some um, board showers too?
So right now it's probably 80% of the showers I'm floating them.
Right.
And that's because 80% of the showers I'm doing are 24 by 48s or bigger.
Right.
So just getting the prep work, flat enough for those. And, I like how rigid the wall is when you're pushing on it. It's not like foam board where it's squishing around, moving around while you're trying to push this giant tile in. So anytime I'm doing any tiles that have a side longer than like 30 inches, it's getting mud. Anything smaller than subway tile, I'll probably mud it too. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So we're messing around a little bit over here. We're starting to do some smoother showers. Lance seems to be getting Schluter products pretty consistently.
yeah,
So we've messed around with it a little bit. You know what I mean? We started like 18 showers this week, so um, we 8 of them we're moving forward with on Schluter because we just flat out don't have enough roughing crew to
yeah,
wire that many showers in such a short amount of time. So, on the commercial project we got going on, I said, fuck it, man. We're just gonna hammer some Schluter out. We're putting that shit over the
yeah,
drywall too.
yeah. Just knock it out quick.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. That's cool. So, was anybody tripping on you in your area when you started to do it, or when they started running out of materials because of COVID that you were floating?
I noticed it a little bit. So currently I'm working for a store as their lead installer. So when we started having some issues like supplying like wetty board or wetty sealant, because that's primarily what they use here at the store. And so when they started having issues with that, we were changing some stuff up, going with, they were having me go out and float a lot more around that time. Um, Mixing it up, not just using wetty system for every single thing like they were doing before. And it was definitely nice being able to have other options than just, oh, I know how to do foam and that's it.
Right, right. That way you can work.
What was that?
Well, at least that way you can continue working. You don't have to wait.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to imagine. Like we had a scare here that the wire plant was going to shut down. So everybody was panicking, telling us, you know, you thank you better buy a truckload of fucking wire. You know what I mean? Because that's just going to
Yeah.
be they're going to stop making it. It's going to shut down. So everybody's panicking. I was telling Lance like I need 100 wires. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But it never shut down, so it kept going. So like sand, cement, that shit was never going to end. But the wire
Yeah.
plant is in Clovis, back where I live, and Clovis did not honor the shutdown at all, like not even a little bit.
Mhm.
So none of the businesses or stores or anything shut down. Like when everybody else did. We were afraid of that, but good thing they didn't. You know what I mean? Because we were able to keep getting wire. that was like the one thing that we were gonna run out of. You know,
Yeah.
you can't float without wire. You know what I mean? Right on, bro. Like, so where have you taught anybody else?
So I've had a couple helpers. I haven't had good luck keeping helpers. So there's three guys who kind of partially know how to do it now because they
Right.
worked with me for 3-4 months, and then is a different helper, and then 3-4 months and a different helper. So there's a couple guys who I've started teaching but didn't get all the way through.
Yeah, that's the thing with mud, man. Only the strong survive. You know, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same thing here, man. We go through fucking helpers like you're washing clothes, man. You know that, but you know the ones that stick, they learn. You know what I mean? The
Oh yeah.
ones that can't handle it, they're out of here. This is normally the time of the year for it too. You know, they're good all winter long, and then when they got to chop mud in the room, it's 105 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to find another job.
Oh, that's funny you mentioned that. With the first like 108-degree day that we had up here, like last year, like during the heat wave up here, I had one of my helpers chopping mud, and next day he called in. So
Right. Yeah, he's like, I can't
he
do
had
it.
enough of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then how humid the room gets.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
yeah,
Like people who don't do it never believe me. Like it's like straight fog. You know what I mean? Like you're fucking soaking ass wet. There's so much water in that
yeah.
room. You know what I mean? And the heat and fucking cement carrying is hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It creates heat. So it's just like
Well,
everything.
luckily it doesn't get that hot up here too often, so
Right.
that's a plus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I got a hell of the audience today. Son of a boy. Hey, so we gotta tile a sample board. We got Latticrete coming out to Customs is cutting out 20 colors from Prism. I don't know if they're doing it across the board, but I know for sure Prism 20 colors, no more. So you coming back? Okay. And then so anyways, Latticrete is going to pick those 20 colors up, and they'll probably have them by next month. So they're coming here to train us to use their grout, and it's the grout with the Kool-Aid packets. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Yeah,
Yeah. So I've never seen that shit before.
yeah,
So they're gonna bring it out here, kind of show us how to use it, and that way we can continue our work, without having to make a major change. You have experience with that grout?
I have not used Latticrete grout yet. I
Yeah.
got one coming up here pretty soon where it's Latticrete epoxy grout, so I'm going to be probably getting a hold of a rep and making sure it's all good before I use it. But got that one coming up in about a month and a half here. So
Yeah, we use Spectralock. Like what I've been doing during the COVID is when we get commercial jobs and they spec it for that fucking gnarly ass black epoxy. I
yeah,
sit around and I send in my paperwork and do an RFI like, why are we using this grout? You know what I mean? And then I send in a change and I suggest, hey, I can go down floor and decor. I can't get the other shit for 10 weeks. You know what I mean? But I can get this today. The latitude grout that comes in the bucket, Spectre Lock.
yeah,
So we use the shit out of that, and we'll use that instead. It's not bad working with that at all. Not compared. Nothing like a 2-part or 3-part epoxy. Nothing
yeah,
like that. But I don't know what the performance ratings are for premixed epoxy grout like that versus the hardcore grout. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well,
They
usually
were,
for epoxy, we use Ardex WA, so I'm really familiar with WA, and it cleans up pretty
yeah.
nice.
I've used that too, but I didn't use the spec off when the guys used it, but it seems like they were. I didn't tell them anything. I don't even know if half of them realized it was epoxy. They just thought it was pre-mixed out, I guess. But yeah, it was not. We didn't have any issues routing
Yeah.
over the traction cord. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that shit sucks to grout with epoxy. What? So I hear this all the time, guys. Working at stores, right? In California, I don't want to say it's illegal, but like nobody works for stores.
Yeah.
Other than Home Depot, yeah, other than Home Depot, I don't know any company that sells tile and also contracts the tile work.
Yeah.
How,
So
how, how,
what were you gonna say?
how does that work?
So currently I'm an employee for the store on the install
Okay,
side.
right.
So I'm actually leaving and starting my own company here in August. So August I won't be an employee anymore, so I'll go back to being self-employed again.
Okay,
But I've been here at the store that I've been working at for a little over 4 years now.
right, right. You were self-employed before.
Yes. So I was self-employed before, and I was mainly doing contracting out work through I think 6 different stores at that point. And then kind of had enough of that because I was pushing out massive, production kind of style, different job site every single day, pumping out, 600 square foot a day, trying to keep up with, the demand from all these different stores we were working for. So had enough of that, and then I'm actually really happy I went to work for the store I did because they do mostly like upper middle end jobs. So I got to kind of slow down and spend more time on each job, and it really helped me out with finding out that that's kind of more of the market that I want to get into myself is
Right,
the higher end projects where you're on them for 3-4 weeks at a time sometimes, trying to get the best product possible instead of just pumping out mass volume for low pay.
right, right. And that's crazy, man. So as an employee, you were able to develop your own mud system
Yes.
and get them to implement it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So they
How
hired me on as their lead installer. So whenever they had questions about install methods and whatnot, or things that they weren't familiar with, they turned to me and had me, give them different options as far as what we could do to make certain projects work. Where, usually, the some of the foam systems and whatnot, they're too cookie cutter to work in certain situations without ordering custom sized pans and waiting weeks for those sometimes. And um, so I got to kind of direct which direction we went on certain projects as far
right.
as install method.
Okay. And then so you man, this is crazy to me. All right, so you were able to tell them like, hey man, like I know what to do. Did you like practice on like walls or anything like that before, or was it like you just walking in one day going, hey man, you know what I mean? I want to float this shower. I know this way we can do it, and
So
get out there and
I
fucking
had done
do
quite
it,
a bit of
or
practicing before,
okay,
doing our first showers for actual customers. Did a couple projects for myself too, like fireplace and stove surround and whatnot, where I got to kind of get some hands on before doing a project for a paying customer. Wanted to make sure that we were able to do it right, and that it was going to work out. So the first project that we ended up doing for a customer, it was there's like 5 different angles on the floor in the shower. They requested a level perimeter on it. So unless we're going to order, a custom foam pan, you got to float the pan, and then larger tile on the walls and whatnot. So it was just perfect situation for using the mud, and starting doing the mud work after the first one. They were like, okay, well, that's a cool method of doing it. We're going to bring in these other large tiles, and we would like to keep doing this method for installing the large tiles. And so I was able to, help convince them to change the method for certain showers and certain applications.
Right. Right. That's wild, man. That's wild. Dude, I mean,
Especially
that's wild.
it's when you start thinking about like up here in Washington State, like I can't think of anyone north of Portland that's floating that I have personally seen. I mean, I know there's some up here, but it's not really a common thing. So it's, not being able to get, like I was saying, bag material or whatnot, and having to mix our own. I'm glad for the opportunity that I was able to convince them and, start doing it. And now it's my preferred method. And once I go out on my own, I'll probably continue doing 80-90% of the showers I'm doing in mud work.
Right. You feel like it. You feel like that ability or that craft, now is going to set you apart from other
Oh, I think so.
guys.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
definitely think so.
That's cool, man. Because it's like the exact opposite here. It's crazy, bro. Like we all float. You know what I mean? Like we all float,
Yeah.
and you'll show up. Like when I went to that commercial job, right? I showed up, and they cleared out this huge spot for me to put my sand. Because it's 8 showers, 8 big showers. So they were like, oh man, we cleared out this spot for you. You can put your cement over here. We got water hose. We got all this like area ready to
All
go.
set up for it. Yeah.
Because it's so labor. Yeah, we're all set up for you, man. You're gonna be happy with us. And then we show up with this foam shit, right? And we stack it inside the house, right next to the rooms where we're gonna use it. The guy was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And we started putting the foam walls up, and the guy was like, "What is this? I've never seen this before. This is amazing." And it's crazy. It's like the exact opposite. Like you can turn around and charge the same rate that you do with your normal install, plus sell the system with the markup and actually make more money than if you had floated the shower. Just because it's something that these clients or contractors, they've never seen that before,
Yeah.
and seeing it, and you like show him like the box, and he's all reading the box. He's like, oh, this stuff has a warranty. And I was like, yeah, bro, it has a warranty. I said that's like a residential warranty. I have to call the manufacturer and check to see what like a commercial grade warranty is like, you know. And he was like, oh yeah, look into that, man. Look into that. Because in California, it's funny, man. It's like 1 year in the tracks, right? But it's like 5 to 7 on the commercial side.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, and then on top of that, you don't even finish getting paid for a year. You got retention, and so they hold on to your money. Basically, they hold on to your profit for a whole year. Then you make your profit, and then you got like this extended warranty period on the commercial side. So that's why I was like, I gotta call Shooter and find out if there's like a difference, and I haven't got a response yet, but I don't know. So I know like on the residential side, like I said, we're only committed to a year. So Sluter hasn't expressed any kind of issue with their warranty in that situation, but because the commercial side warranty is so much more like involved
Yeah.
and written. Like, California's weird, man. Like, we're like so forward, electric cars, solar panels, not killing anything, crazy shit, bro. Like liberal hell. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we do like all of our trades do like the oldest practice. Like, and some of my close homies are carpenters. You know what I mean? And they
Uh,
whittle and hand make shit and have machines to make their crown molding. You know what I mean? Instead of buying the shit production. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And for such like a state that's so overpopulated and all of this, you would think that we would be on the bleeding edge of technology across the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And getting with all of you guys on Facebook, I'm realizing it's not just tile, man. It's like every single trade that we got here in California does shit like we did in 1950. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep.
crazy. Like all of us are just like, no, we're not gonna. Fuck you. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Who wants to
Not
do a
trying
shower
anything
that
more.
weighs 4 pounds?
Uh,
You know? And I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know what I mean? You even get like fucking some of these mud guys, bro. Like, they act tough. You know what I mean? They go home, they drive a Prius. They get fucking lattes with the phone, and shit like that. Eat kale for dinner. You know what I mean? And then go do hardcore ass shit like mud. Like, you know what I mean? I think
yeah.
like from the outside, people
Completely
see mud guys
backwards.
like, yeah, exactly. Like, I bet you that guy goes home and eats cats and fucking, you know what I mean? He probably doesn't even cook them, and nope, it's the exact opposite. That guy goes home and he fucking goes and gets a pedicure before he gets home, and spends $45 on haircuts and all of that shit. But he fucking will do, But Sluter, oh fuck that.
That's crossing a line.
Yeah, oh yeah. Whoa. That's way too far, man. That's way too far.
Yeah.
It blows me away. It blows me away. That's part of like the fun thing about coming to Mud. I think for a lot of guys that come from like out of state, they expect us to be like barbarians and shit. You know what I mean? And like I bring these guys to Mud. We go to Mud, we're doing Mud, we're drinking beer. I'm like, hey, come on, bros, come and eat at my pizza restaurant. And we got spaghetti pizza, margarita pizza, all these fancy, crazy pizza. Like, can I just get pepperoni, man? You know what I mean? Like, why does pizza gotta be $84? A pie. That's fucking crazy. Drinking $9 beers. And I was like, yeah, dude, like that's the way it is here. Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine it's very different in Seattle or Portland.
I wouldn't know. I try not to go to either one of them.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, that shit. It used to be like that, where like you had to go to the Bay Area, or you used to have to go to LA to kind of, find the weirdos. But it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I come down to California occasionally because I have a family that lives there, and I grew up in Modesto.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm familiar with some of the areas down there and whatnot, and just like this last year when I went, like I hadn't gone in like 3 years, and things have changed a lot in just 3 years, and now
Crazy, right?
I got my younger brother living down there now too, and so I'll probably be coming down to the area and visiting more often now, and it's definitely totally different than up here.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. At least you guys still, at least you guys are still allowed to live country. You know what I mean? The way that California has fucking written the laws, man, like
Yeah,
you're cut off. Yeah, you're cut off. They've even taken it so far as to like off-road vehicles the state areas. You gotta have licensing and smog and all this bullshit. So it's like you know, because I live at the foot of a mountain. You know what I mean? And so like trails and all this shit, late, you know, all the mountains. It's
Yeah.
like right there. And so like hella guys back when I was a kid, you know, had 4-wheel drives, and air bikes, quads, and hunting and all that. It's so restricted now that like hardly anybody goes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and half these guys take their 4-wheel drives up there, dude. Like people try to kill them. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you fucking driving a gas burning vehicle in fucking God's green earth? Oh, by the way, there's no God. Like, well, what the fuck are you guys talking about, man? You know, we got like when I was a kid, man. You got me off on this wild. I got off on this wild tangent now. But the forest was beautiful in California, bro. Like, like you grew up here. You're a little bit farther away from the forest, and that's you know, I mean, I'm right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So every single weekend, anything fun, like, you know, it's fucking hot down here, right? You go up there, it's
Yeah.
20 degrees cooler. And it's only 40 minutes away. So, like, that's what my family always did. You know what I mean? You go up to the mountains and go hang out and, you know, what's cool all day long. Come down in the evening. We didn't do a lot of camping because it was so close. But you know, but you go out there and you go have your shit, and it was beautiful. You know what I mean? Now, like I don't know, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, some shit that we got this fucking bark beetle bug that was like killing the trees,
No.
and so they started spraying poison to kill that, and also cutting away the dead trees, right? Or the trees that had the bark beetle. And California flat out made that illegal. So now, when you go up there, you know, before even, and this is before the fires, you would go up there and all the cover was brown. You know what I mean? And that's all
Yeah.
we're talking about. Fires. It was so brown. Like, you used to be able to walk around, you know what I mean? And I can remember when fucking Trump did that bullshit on the, you know, you gotta rake the forest. You know what I mean? And people started tripping balls on him, like, rake the forest? What a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? But living right by it, I was like, yeah, dude, you can't even walk out there anymore. You know, like the fucking cover, because how much drop was coming out of those dead trees. It's like trying to walk through snow. Just walking there during the summer. You know, and that's all dry, dead shit. You know what I mean? And sure as hell, you know what? 5, 6 years ago, fire. And oh, it's the fucking heat or whatever. My motherfucker, it's always been hot here. You know what I mean? Like the rest of the planet, yeah, okay, the rest of the planet's getting hot. But Fresno has always been hot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's not a big surprise that it's hot as fucking Satan's balls in the Central Valley. You know what I mean? But now with all these fires, and like anybody who has a brain can see, you know what I mean? Might as well have paper on the fucking ground. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's even legal to float, you know what I mean? Like silica, cancer, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
these California politicians don't give a fuck if we're floating and using all these silica products, you know what I mean? We could be using foam and doing all this shit that's ecologically friendly or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Biodegradable showers and shit, you know what I mean? But nope, gotta float them with poison. You know, that's our mentality here. You know what I mean? Right on, man. So, are you going to Mud?
I was hoping to, but I probably won't be able to. Between starting the new business and I got a couple projects already lined up that I don't want to, fall behind on them, first month in business and start having
Right.
issues there. So I think I'm probably gonna pass on going this year just because of the time frame. Like what Mud falls on the 15th, is that right, or end of that
It's
weekend
it's,
or something?
it's like the 18th, 19th, and 20th. But the
Yeah,
18th is like CTI and private mud class. The guys are just hanging out and setting up that day. The actual event is 1920.
Yeah. So that week before is like the first scheduled like work days I got, first
Right.
jobs that I got going, like right there. And then like before that, we're doing like a 2 week vacation for my wife's birthday, before I kind of dive into running my own business again. So we're going to take a little bit of time off, celebrate. And so I'll probably pass this year. I'm for sure going to try to make it to the next one.
Yeah, you'll be the boss, man. You know what I mean? You just file for vacation,
Oh yeah.
and you know, I want to meet you, man. 'Cause, like
Same.
you're right here, man. You know, I swear to you, bro. I didn't think this was anything more than finding a way to hang out with my bros. So you started posting showers, and I was like, holy shit, guys are actually learning something.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Like I said, I've learned so much from that group. It's made it so much easier to learn how to do this, especially not having anyone here to really show me how to do it. Because it's like I was saying, it's not prevalent here. It's like everyone's using foam board or cement board, and like that's it. Like, so not having anyone here to show me how to do it, just seeing a group full of people, doing it. And like you were saying, like, think of mud guys, you're like, oh, like badass guys and whatnot, but they're the most helpful, like in the industry that I've seen so far, especially some of the members in the group where they're just eager for new people to learn how to do it. They talk a lot of, crap about people who do foam and stuff, but I think it's tough love, it's, um, the people who kind of rely solely on, the new technologies and not learning some of the, older methods and whatnot that are, still very useful in many situations that, you have to try to come up with some weird solution for it in order to use, some of the systems that are out now, whereas you could just float it and be done with it.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, straight up. You told me something. I was like, hey, bro, I want to do a live with you, and you're like, nah, bro, like, not me, this and that. Like, I'm fake it till you make it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I came back and it was like, hey, you think I'm not? You know what I mean? And that's I wanted to speak on that because that's the truth, man. That really is the truth. Every single guy that does mud gets faced with that day. Like, it's your turn, bro. You're up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're up. Maybe your installer called in sick. Maybe your installer's fucking hungover. Maybe he just fucking old and give a shit. And you're at that, bro. It's your day. You're gonna float. You know what I mean? And nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, chopping mud and loading the mudboard. You know what I mean? You're too busy doing your shit. And nobody goes like, all right, mijo, come here, like fucking learning to golf, put his pecker to your butt and help you float. It ain't happening, bro. Like, when it's your time, it's your time. And, you're either going to do it or you're not. So, all mud guys are fake it till you make it. Because, when it's your time to jump on the horse, man, it's just you and the horse. So, that like what you went through, it's no different than what we go through. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got to stand there and watch the guy do it. You know what I mean? But in the end,
Until you're actually doing it yourself, it's like getting a feel for it. Like the first couple times, trying to, just mixing it up and playing with some fat mud with the hawk and trowel and having it drop all over the floor because it's not as sticky as just
you
being
thought it was
playing
gonna
a
be.
thin set or something. It's not that as sticky as it looks in the videos. So trying to get the feeling for how to handle it, it's way different once you actually start using it.
Right. Right. Yep. So, I'm gonna end it on that, man, because
All right.
you had the perfect expression, man. Mud, fake it till you make it.
All right. Well, good chatting with you.
All right, my dude. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Okay. Bye.